One of the most frequently asked questions a professional speaker hears is this: how do you keep from getting nervous in front of an audience? Let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk because personally, I have one simple thought running through my head that has always served me well. I'll tell you what that thought is and how it will help you the next time you step up in front of a room and speak.
A pocket-sized pep talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jolles.
You know, when you speak for a living, you get all kinds of questions. And one of the most common questions has to do with conquering the fear known as stage fright. One of my answers to how one addresses that fear is this: do anything a few thousand times and you'll no longer fear doing it. That may be a great answer for me, but most people will never do any public speaking a few thousand times, nor do they have any desire to do so. So, how can I help someone who wants to overcome stage fright, who doesn't have the benefit of repetition? I often whisper 6 words. The audience is rooting for you. Now, for a moment, imagine that what I said is actually true. And now imagine I followed that thought with this one. Hey, I just spoke to everyone in the audience and they all told me they hope you do a great job today. All right, now suspend your disbelief for a moment and honestly ask yourself if you knew that for a fact that this was true. Wouldn't you go into that boardroom or onto that stage with confidence and less anxiety? Well, now all I need to do is prove that the people in that audience are really rooting for you. We're often so focused on ourselves and our own needs that we completely forget about the people in the audience and their needs. For decades, I've asked people in different audiences many questions, and I've never heard even one audience member tell me that he or she was hoping to get as little information as possible from my presentation. As a matter of fact, I've heard quite the opposite. I've heard audience members tell me that they didn't want to have their time wasted. I've heard audience members tell me that they didn't want a presenter who was ill-prepared. I've heard audience members tell me they didn't want a presenter who was indifferent or didn't care. In other words, the members of your audience are, in fact, rooting for you to be successful. It isn't because they care so deeply about you, but rather because by rooting for you, they're rooting for themselves. It does them no good to root against you. The anchor of Good Morning America, Robin Roberts, explained how she copes with her speaking anxiety. It's about focusing on the fight and not the fright. Now that you know you have an entire room of people rooting for you, the next time it's your turn to speak, put a lion in your heart. Get up there and enjoy your time with your newfound friends.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jolles.com.